Hello and welcome to this overnight taste challenge. It's nighttime still. I have some animal on me. It's nighttime and we are looking at two 1960s introduced Canadian whiskeys. This is Canadian Peak, introduced in 1961, no age statement, no website listing, bottled in Kentucky by County Line Distillers. $16 a bottle, $15.99, but okay, 16. Here's Canadian Gold, very light Canadian whiskey, a blend, extra fine quality, aged 3 years, distilled in Canada, imported. Okay, well, makes sense. And it's Barrister's Canadian Gold, introduced in 1962. It's hard to see it white with this glare, but it's kind of like trying to look like a Canadian Club bottle. It's got a big crown on it, a shield and a crown for King Charles III, King of Canada. Okay. This is $9.99, $10. So $9.99, $15.99. A $6 difference. Is it going to be $6 better? Talking about the Canadian Peak. I doubt it. And the next question is, can I even tell them apart? That's going to be questionable. Now it has a real wooden cap, real cork here. Okay. So pour a little bit too much here. Let's see. No way I can get around that. Okay. Moisturize the cap. I bought that at Hocus Pocus Spirits, a liquor store in Prairie View, Louisiana. They also have a location in Lake Charles, somewhere out there by Lake Charles, and in Alexandria, Louisiana. So they're in Western Louisiana, Central Louisiana, and Eastern Louisiana. Trying to be stingy on this Canadian Gold. I have enough left for about 3 more taste challenges. Maybe 3. Okay, they're both golden. They're light, so the appearance won't matter. Light gold, just straw, like the color of straw. Color of whiskey, gold. Color of beer is gold. That kind of thing. Are they famous? No. You ever hear anybody talk about Canadian Gold or Canadian Peak? No, you don't. You never see or hear a television commercial, radio ad, or newspaper advertisement, or magazine. You're not going to see that. So they're relatively obscure, but they're around. They're around. Obviously, since I have them, and I bought them in Louisiana. They're not sold in this parish. We have parishes, not counties. I got to be careful. I don't want to throw off the challenge by looking. I got labels, but I noticed that one label is a little shorter than the other. And I can see through the clear liquid, so I can just accidentally notice, oh, that's the short label. So that's a Canadian Peak. I want to guess it on aroma and taste. So I got 5 wins, no losses so far. 5 and 0. There's a website link to Laird and Company, who bottles it in New Jersey. So we got one Canadian whiskey bottled in New Jersey and the other one bottled in Kentucky. But they both produced in, distilled blended and aged, or depending on how they do it, distilled, aged, and blended in Canada. They can do it both ways. All right. It's all how they feel like putting it together. Sometimes they age each whiskey separately. The corn whiskey, you know, the grain alcohol, age that for 3 years. Age the rye whiskey for 3 years over here. Could be longer. Age the barley malt whiskey, the copper pot still malt whiskey over here, might be 6 years. Then blend it together and bottle it. But you got to go with the youngest whiskey, right? So the youngest whiskey is 3 years. You got to call it a 3-year whiskey, all right? Smell like wood. A little bit of grain alcohol, different grains, you know, it's a multi-grain. And it is, but okay. Similar. They look the same. They smell practically the same. And the price is not the same. Like I said, $6 difference. I'm not going to, I just don't think we're going to see a $6 justification, but let's find out. Okay. Just standard, like a lot of these are so standard. What I mean is just like a standard whiskey flavor. And you say, well, you can't define it that way. I know that's the way the government of Canada and the government of the United States defines it. Having the aroma and flavors generally associated with whiskey. So whiskey has to have a whiskey flavor. You say, but what is that flavor? And I think they're using the same idea that you'd have to taste whiskey to be able to understand the description of it. Like I could describe it to you, but if you never had it, it wouldn't resonate. Like you couldn't grasp the idea of it. But it's grains and it's alcohol. It is hard to describe. Wood. Tanqueray Philly says, Ronald, do you? I never get nausea. No, not for that. And I don't get hangovers because I don't drink enough for that kind of thing. I'm not really into all that heavy drinking. Now, I know I have friends or people I know they are into all this. I call it party drinking, you know, and I don't want anything to do with that. I'm more into like the tasting, the hobbyist thing. You say, but that's nerdy. That's somebody's, I want to read about this company. When did it start? No, well, that's what I want to do. Everybody else can do whatever they want to. Yeah, so I'm not into all of that. But to each his own. Getting a little nut oil here, like walnut oil or pecan oil, even almond. So that's making me think it's the Canadian Peak. On the other hand, I kind of remember Canadian Gold having that same thing. It's been months since I had the gold. I think it was a great value, $9.99. But you can get a better value, see? You can get the handle bottle at Total Wine, and it's even cheaper per ounce. It'll come out to less than $9.99, a regular size bottle. But it's a plastic bottle. You may not like that. But yeah, this has that too, that nutty oil thing. But I think it's less of it. And neither one has it in a predominant way. So neither one of these is like strong on that character. It's just like one has it and then one has it even less. And neither one has it a lot. Are they smooth? Yeah, most Canadian whiskey I find is smooth, not too bitey. You want to say bland? Okay, you could say that for Irish whiskey. Irish whiskey is kind of dull relative to other nations, countries. The Scottish nation, Canada, and United States are not nations; they're countries. They're not nation states. That's another. That's another video. France is a nation state. Ireland is a nation state, or two states at least. England is a nation state. Canada, United States are not nation states. See, I usually get sick to my stomach if I eat too much fried food. Like, but I had those shrimp. I had that shrimp dinner yesterday, and didn't get sick at all. It's like they did it perfect. You know, I guess they had the oil really hot, and but they did seem a little oily. But I don't know, it just perfect. Had the steamed vegetable with it. Now, if I'd had French fries with the fried shrimp, then I might start feeling sick. You know, fried food on top of fried food, just ugh. All right, you know. But yeah, so that worked out perfectly. Now I'm starting to question this. Maybe this is the Canadian peak. Hey, let's look at it this way. And I think this is the only right way to look at it. There's no way it's a $6 difference in quality. No way. Would I pay an extra $6? I mean, I did because I bought it. But I mean, if I was, but I bought it so I could review it. But would I do that just on a regular basis so I could have a wooden cap and a real cork? No. I mean, it's a nice gift. You know, it looks nicer, but I wouldn't pay $2 more. I just don't think Canadian Peak is better. It's good. I think you're paying for the bottle. You know what I mean? You're paying for the cork and the cap, the wooden cap, and the fancy shaped bottle. What's inside of it, you know, it's just ordinary. You may as well buy Canadian Limited, and Walmart still got that for $7.92, or is that Rich and Rare? Not the Rich and Rare Reserve, just Rich and Rare. One of those two. They're very similar anyway. Canadian Limited and Rich and Rare, so close. I mean, I said that in the past. I would literally only look at the price, and if it was a penny difference, I'd buy whichever one was a penny cheaper. They're so close. And I mean, this might be a little bit more developed than those, but it's not much. And so that's it. So anyway, I think this is the Canadian Peak, and here we go calling it. Oh, golly. It's the gold. It did have, so the Canadian Gold does have a lot of that flavoring. Oh, well, like I told you, it's been months since I had it. No excuse, really, of course, but, oh, man. So 5 wins and 1 loss. Oh, well. That's the way it goes, I guess. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning to you, Max Walt, in the Russian Federation. What are your thoughts on tequila? It says Water Food 700. Well, I like it. I had never tried it till like about 2 years ago, but I found it interesting. I never wanted to try. I thought I don't know why. I'm like a lot of people. I thought it would taste nasty. That was my reasoning. I don't want to try tequila because I'm probably not going to like it. Makes sense, right? So then I tried it, and I said, "Oh yeah, this is interesting. Like it's like smoked bell pepper or something." So Avion was the first I tried. They were having a tasting, and I was like, "This I could see doing this. The vegetable. I like the taste of it. Yeah, me too. So I don't have a lot of tequila yet. I mean, I have some unopened. You see, I haven't tried too many. Just some inexpensive brands. I always like to start low and climb. Sometimes I make too many lateral moves, but I mean, the ones I have, they're nice. obviously not world class, because if I told you the price, you'd say, what? Got it that cheap? So yeah, that's cool. I'm gonna get back to tequila, but I have to finish the Canadian whiskey, which is gonna take a good little while. I have so many, and then I have to do Irish whiskey. Then I got to do single malt Scotch, which I'm ready to roll on that. You prefer tequila over gin? Yeah, me too. Gin is a little, that juniper berry thing is not for me. Now my daughter loves it. I don't hate it. I don't hate gin. But I never think I'd like to try some more. So we got to do Irish whiskey, then the single malt Scotch, then blended Scotch, then brandy. I have a brandy from Ukraine, ready to go. Ukraine, Odessa. Then rum. Have an interesting rum. Then called Don Q Gold. Then tequila. Then tequila. And I guess I'll do the Hornitos Black Barrel. Oh yeah, boy, that thing's gonna be great. And the price I paid was greater than the price was unreal. Anyway, thank you, Walmart, for that cut rate price. And the distributor told me it was half off. He said when they start discounting, they go whole hog. They'll go half off, and then they'll just drop it to 75% off if it doesn't sell. But it always sells. A $26 bottle for $13 is not going to be on the shelf. It'll be there one day. That's it. Gone. Never to be seen again. Okay. So I got it wrong this morning. I'm sorry about that, but I can't really do much about it. We'll just try to bounce back the next time with 40 Creek. 40 Creek is $20. Well, $19.96 versus $15.99. So $5 difference. Oh, I'm sorry, $4 difference. Well, maybe 40 Creek will be $4 better. But I got it for half price. I got it for $9 at Walmart. More than half off. $9. Can you believe that? $9 for an unopened bottle of 40 Creek. Couldn't pass it up. Wasn't going to pass it up. Didn't pass it up. All right. Well, thanks. And that's it. Y'all have a good, what is today? Wednesday. Have a good Wednesday.